Hello, lovely people. Happy Friday. Welcome back to another Get Gaming stream. We're continuing our campaign of Ada Lovelace, Legacy of the Analytical Engine today. We're getting down to it. Chapter 7 and 8 today. And then on Sunday we'll be doing the final chapter, which is a twofer. I keep on saying that, a twofer. You'll see what I mean when we get there, but that will be quite an epic one. And then next Sunday, I'll be doing Ada Lovelace Saves Christmas. That will be an official Christmas stream, among others, that we are doing. I feel like everyone's coming out with their, the board game Christmas lists, but now the trend this year is what to get a board gamer. Because you can't just get them a board game, because how do you know if they already have it? They're huge collections, So that's a new theme going around. Love to see it. We'll have our own, maybe, last minute Christmas shopping video coming soon. But anyway, I thought I mentioned that because the season is upon us. And I'm coming up on the last day of Hanukkah soon here. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. What was that last night? What was the last night, Monica? Oh, Lord. I'll start on the 7th. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Is it the 15th? It is the 15th. So last night was last night. I was doing so good lighting my candles, too. Well, the T-Rex menorah just kind of lives out there semi-permanently anyway, because he's so awesome. If you haven't seen the pics of the T-Rex menorah, I should post him again on, I should have posted him again on Instagram, but yes, we have a T-Rex menorah in this house, because I am Jewish, Rich is not Jewish, so we celebrate both holidays. That reminds me, I still need to bring some latkes to our hair guy, even though Hanukkah's over, because his husband is Jewish, so he always likes to get some of his latkes. Some of my latkes, I guess, are better than his. So today, we're going to India. We're going to Delhi. If you've been with me so far, I can just jump right into it. For anyone that is new to this, well, Ada has been getting some spicy clues from Mr. X. We're getting ever closer. He left me the saltiest letter last time. He was like, haha, my nemesis. Why don't you just quit while you're ahead, Ada, and go back to Babbage. Go back to your man. Women can't solve crime, you silly goose. And Ada's like fuming. She's chomping at the bit. Oh yeah, we're gonna find this Mr. X, was it? So we had a very last time we had a very sort of disappointing stay with the apocalyptic Scandinavians. We didn't do so hot. So I mean business today. We are not going to rush. We're going to take our time today on this, okay? Because I need to make sure I'm prepared for that final showdown, okay? So that is, we got to maximize today. I think we've been doing good with the evidence. The scores and the stars have not been as hot as I would like. So we are going to try to see if we can achieve both things today and get into it. So if you are here, hi, feel free to get in the chat. Let me know that you are here. If you have any questions or tips. Tim was very helpful with the tip of choosing one shape, that's for sure. And I do not regret that square, even a little bit. So let's go into our Zoom here and get set up. So here is our character sheet. Here's our progress thus far. I find it strange. We've only gotten 2 abilities. Well, I think there's only 2 more to unlock, possibly. And this candy cane thing is from Ada Lovelace Saves Christmas. So, after I do that, I'm probably going to go for the campaign again, by the way. I did get a lovely little electronic letter from the designer. He's actually working on new maps to extend this campaign, actually. So, I might end up doing another stream series where we maybe do that one, but probably not for a while. But it's one I'll probably go through on my own. This one is it's so addictive. I love this game. I love this campaign version of this game. It is definitely living up to my expectations. So, we've been doing pretty good on these shapes here. We've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we haven't gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 7 out of 12. It's not bad. We're still kind of in C territory. And I'd like to get us into solid B territory. You know what I'm saying? So, which things... Oh, this was chapter 6, right? So we were just kind of getting started on some things. So I definitely want to get all these ones that go towards the bottom. So we need to get... I mean, we just need to get every piece of evidence. Guys, that's just sort of a bare minimum for me at this point. Are we liking our... Oh, that was such a waste. I got exactly the same shape twice in a row for the shape wheel upgrades. That was not the business. So we need to work really hard. I mean, technically, you're not supposed to look ahead to see what you're going to be getting at the end of the chapter. But if I play through this again, I'm definitely going to look at the conclusions and strategize for that. But it's all part of the journey. Okay? And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of 24 stars so far. We have 2.5-ish chapters to go. So I would like to boost that this time. If we get at least 4 or 6 stars today, it might be a pipe dream, but that's, you know, I dreamed a dream. That's for real. So let's see what's going on at the Square Root Institute of Delhi. Actually, I'm going to move this aside for now. Pay no attention to the conclusion behind the curtain. So I may need to move my face. Let me just kind of get situated here. I think we're fine, mostly. I'll move it up a wee bit. So, do you like that? The leaf, the autumn tablecloth came out again. I put this out for Creature Comforts yesterday, which that lighting was a little dark. I'm not sure what was going on. I didn't adjust the setup at all. That's what it was. And we were trying to squeeze it into the same space, and that was a mistake, but whatever. So if you tune in for that one, thanks. We're doing more cozy-tastic stuff on this channel. It's becoming the live stream channel, and I am kind of okay with it because I'm having a lot of fun doing these live streams. And I hope anyone that tunes in, even after the fact, is enjoying that as well. And because this is a video that ends up living on the YouTube channel, it's content. It's totally content. Thank you, algorithm. So chapter 7, Square Root Institute of Delhi. No sooner is it in the news than the great Ada Lovelace arrives. How did you get here so quickly? Alas, Mr. X has struck our museum and jammed shut the door to the vault. You'll have to crack the cipher on the Penrose Triangle to attain entry. We're a small museum with a focus on algorithms and their applications in the natural world. Wow, we do have very similar interests because for those of you that don't know, the actual analytical engine is basically an algorithm. So it's like the first written algorithm Ada Lovelace and Babbage were working on. It's all, which is to say it's all algebra. But I fear with Mr. X's successful heist, we might not have much to show future visitors. You cannot investigate squares in the vault until you have fully activated the Penrose Triangle. Tick the checkbox once you have gained entry. Well, the Penrose Triangle? Okay. I'm going to need to study this. Oh, Penrose Triangle confounds the senses. It shouldn't exist, yet there it is. So I just have to surround the Penrose Triangle? Oh, okay. I see. So we have a little cipher here. So I need a dice that's larger than another value. That's then larger than a value. That value has to also be less than this value. If that makes sense. So like something like, obviously I wouldn't want this to be 6. because we don't do any wraparounds here. So I could have like 5, 4, 5, 6, or something like that. Or I guess it could be like 3, 2, like 3, 4, or something like that. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Let me just double check in here on our little iconography chart. Spend 2 dice with one showing a greater value than the other. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. Okay, so that's the first thing I need to do before I can go into the vault. Yeah. Cannot investigate squares in the vault until you have fully activated the Penrose trial. Take the checkbox once you've gained entry. I'm supposed to take this checkbox. So that means, like, it says locked. I guess I check it to say that it's unlocked, is what you're saying? These halls are beautifully decorated, indeed. If Mr. X is building something with my analytical engine, the Square Root Institute is full of useful and dangerous algorithms. Okay. Feel like that's definitely a heavy hint that we really need to do well on this level. Okay, immediately place these 3 shapes. So we have envelope, West Gallery, East Gallery, Lotus View, Penrose Hall, Tiger Lounge, Chital Cafe. Not getting too creative here with the thematic names, but we're in India, just in case you did not capture that. It's probably better he didn't go too overly Orientalist on this, actually. I do appreciate that. Okay, what's with this? So this lets me gain shapes when I get my little... Is that a flower? Is that supposed to be a throwing star? Feels more Japan than India, but okay. But again, Orientalism. Oh, this isn't there. So I'll want to investigate that. So the cup, the... whatever that is that like some kind of book or something? Then we have some handcuffs, which those are over here. So this lets me gain 1 opportunity to add or subtract 1 from a die. Also gain 3 points at the end of the level. So that's just like points, which we desperately were lacking in the last level. And also die mitigation. Okay, immediately place 4 shapes from the middle of the shape wheel. That's good with the foot and the candle. Okay, and we want to surround this as quickly as possible. So things that let us get shapes maybe are good. Immediately shade any 6 accessible squares. So again, just in case, hopefully it would be clear by now, we don't have to build out things adjacently. We can put shapes wherever we want. But by accessible, he means, you know, if you haven't unlocked the vault yet, you can't X out there. And those 2 in there may be good. So I have a feeling in order to do well in this level, we definitely need to A, unlock the vault. So we got to solve this little Penrose thing. And I think getting definitely all that evidence in there and completely filling out the vault will be good to get it fully investigated. So with that in mind, let us into it. Last one was quite brisk, so I really do want to take more time here. 6 and 6. Oh, and before, let me not forget, and this probably really would have helped me in the last level. When I complete a room, I immediately place 1 wild shape. That's one of my special abilities here. And then at the start of each chapter, you may place this shape. I was doing good on that. So we are going to place that shape. Yeah. My beginning shape. And anytime I finish a room. So I have like 2 very small rooms up here. So finishing those quickly so I can immediately place a wild shape will probably be a good strategy to employ, among other things. I think I could surround this quickly, and then I just need the die that to solve my cipher. So I have a 6 and a 6 here, though. See that shape we had that had like the little boxy thing? That's what we took. Do we take the box instead of that? There's one that we took instead of that. And I'm like, maybe we should have taken that one because that would have been perhaps helpful in this case. But we have these. So I feel like doing that. And what does that icon get me? Immediately shade in any 6 accessible squares. I mean, that feels like more of a late game thing, actually. But getting a start on these probably isn't bad. Maybe I'll use my other shape. I'll use this here, maybe. I do want to do that quickly, but I like the idea of just getting kind of a start on these, just in case I end up neglecting them for a while. Oh, and also pay attention to where the dotted lines are. That's important for where the doorways are and where the walls are. I mean, I feel okay with that as an opening move. Four and 6. This is kind of what I... Got a little... one... How about I do a box here with my 4. And this one will do this shape there. Complete, sort of switched what I was doing, what I had in my mind. I just think I want to unlock this as quickly as possible. But I'll need 3 die in order to pay for it. 2 and 1. Now these abilities shade in any 6. Is that useful? When I complete a room, I also get to place a wild shape. So there's that. So if I use this shape here, and I use like that shape there, which would be legal, I'm going for a dotted line, I would complete that. I mean, I'd activate that, but more importantly, I'd activate my special ability as well to then fully surround this. Then I can work on getting that cipher decoded in the second round. That sounds like a plan. That sounds like a plan indeed. And I didn't see any abilities that are going to extend this action at all. So now I get to place a wild shape, which will let me do that. Cool. So I just need to figure out some values that'll work for that. I think for that particular code, most values will work. I just got to kind of think about it. 4 and 2. So like if I use the 4 here, that would need to be a 3. And then those 2 just have to be bigger. I mean, that probably would be fine. Right? Then I just need another 4, 3, or 5, 4, and 3. It doesn't have to be sequential. It just has to be larger. So. And that's 4 whole die I need to use. That's a lot, actually. Maybe I could work on completing this room. Yeah. And get another wild shape. I said I wanted to do it as quickly as possible, but I realized I'll spend like most of the die this round just doing it, just unlocking it. Hi, Just Jack. Fuck you, I'm sure. I don't know yet. I'm just starting the second round, and I have a whole cipher here I need to decode before I can enter this vault. It was nice seeing you in Tia's stream, too, by the way. I was like, oh, that's where he came from. I just thought, you were like, You know, when people drop from the ether, you know? Are you subscribed? Subscribe to the channel. um, yeah. I think I want to try and complete this here. So let's use the box shape there in my tiger lounge. Rawr. And I'll use this shape here like that. Why not? So, that again activates my special ability. I can place a wild shape anywhere. Well, not in the vault, because I haven't gotten in there yet. Well, you didn't just say that was your name. You said I have to address you by it every single time. Just Jack. Fuck you, I'm sure. So, I'm simply acquiescing. Like, I love a gag, and I can't resist a challenge, so... But if you want to shorten it to just Jack, we could do that. Or JJ. I have to roll 2 more die now. Oh, I was going to place my wild shape. That's what was going to happen. This foot was sounding good, because then I can place 4 shapes from the middle, my little random shapes there. That never sounds like a bad idea. Why don't I do the straight one? I have like this little thing here I'm going to need straight lines for. So, I don't know. Am I going to be able to fill all this? This Penrose Hall. 18 points if you can fill in the whole thing. Okay, JJ. That's going to be hard to do all that. I guess that's why these big shapes would be helpful, huh? What? I think I need that lantern. Well, I got the lantern. Oh, I didn't... Did I circle that? Yeah, I circled my lantern. I just got my cup. I want to get that candle, I think. So why don't we... Let's fill in this little gap there. Trying to get my evidence. 6 and 1. I think we should just get started on this cipher. Suck it up. I'm going to put a 6 there, because I might as well. Now, do I want to put the 1 there too? And then those could be basically any values there. Let's do it. That seems fine. Because so 6 is more than 1, and then these other 2 values, just this one has to be more than 1, and that one has to be more than whatever I put there. So, you know? It's still early. It's still the first half of the game. Half square triangles. What half square triangles? Half square triangles. Oh, those are just dead space, basically. So, like, within the shape, you just have to fill out the boxes. You don't have to shade in the little corners. So, it's like he has, like, in this one, he has a lot of the weird, more trapezoidal-y kind of spaces. So, yeah, you're just filling in the boxes. So, this is just, you just kind of ignore that. I said I was trying to fill that. You know what? I think I should just unlock the vaults. And then going into round 3, I will be prepared to just... I think the goal really should be to fill in the vault. But I also want to surround all the evidence. Actually, I'm not doing too bad. I mean, I've gotten 3. One of them was a kind of big one. So I think, yeah, that's what we should do. We should use the 3 and the 5 and go creak. Unlock that vault. Oh, I haven't been marking off my rounds. Well, that was round 2. We got here at 7. It's already 9 a.m. Wow, time flies when you're enjoying a cup of chai. 3 and 4. Okay. 2/5 of the way done already. So I need to think about my grand master plan here. I think I just want to fill this all up in the vault. Just want to fill it all up. So what shapes do I have to be working with here? I mean, getting that filled in another wild shape. These are relatively small. This shape would be good here, though. Start surrounding this throwing star or whatever. Sounds like a good idea to me. Unlocking this shape would be perf to fill this action in here, you know? But I need to surround this envelope. Well, you know what? I have this shape here. Let's just go hard or go home, you know? I think this is an important round. This is the midway point. I just need to, like, be realistic about what I think I'm going to surround, what I need. You know, getting all the pieces of evidence surrounded actually is not that hard. It's just then you have to balance how much and which rooms you think you're going to realistically fill along the way. So, now this shape might actually finally come in handy, maybe. Because if I go like boop, 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 that shape alone would let me surround the envelope. Then I could potentially get some dice later on to get this shape to then surround the throwing star. That feels like a plan. And then it goes up, and then it goes over, and then it goes up. Right? And that's it. Yeah, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's how that shape works. Cool. I just need 2 die that are the same to pay for that. Also, I do have this Kappa. That's the one that lets me mitigate die. I don't necessarily need the die to be mitigated, but I would like the 3 points at the end. What instruments do I teach? I mostly teach piano. My main was voice / percussion, mallet percussion mostly. So I would say most of my professional paid experience has been with singing opera, but a lot of my like if you look at the most that I've done performing in sort of context has been with like concert bands and stuff, mostly playing glockenspiel, timpani, the bells, xylophone, you name it. I've never played really, I was never much of a set player. I just sort of came to the classical percussion route by a very roundabout way. So I never really have done much set. Yeah, I do miss singing opera. It's very hard though. It's like really, really, just all the memorization is just brutal, and the level of technique in singing opera, it's quite physically taxing. Which is not to say other ways of singing, like jazz, I think is the hardest from a technical standpoint, but opera is definitely harder from a more like stamina and consistency standpoint. So, but I do love singing jazz. There's a few things I love more than singing jazz, except singing opera. They're mostly over on my my other original YouTube channel, which just kind of is a place to dump music stuff. But I'll try to I could link it right now if you want to go listen to such things. But I think it's Andy Leggett 88 was my my original YouTube channel, which is to say my personal one, I guess is what you would call that. It's not like, you know, not private or anything by any means, just my original one. If you look up Andy Leggett, I think if you put in opera, some things would pop up. You'll see a lot of stuff from my senior recital. But yeah, if you put in Andy Leggett opera, there's some stuff of me singing some Puccini floating around. There's one Very, very rough. One of me singing countertenor back in the day. Um, that's that is apparently sideways for some reason. So, this is very rough stuff. Lives that people have posted. Um, but I'm really sad I still don't have a lot of video of a lot of the productions that I did, which is, kind of sadly how that goes. Anyone that has done like community theater or community level opera productions can maybe sympathize with me, like the struggle of just trying to get some footage of the production, because you're always dealing with like rights and people are trying to film it and you're very limited in being able to film in a lot of productions because it's no flash photography, no videography. But there's things floating around here and there. So what was I doing here? Oh, I guess I was trying to decide. I used that shape. That's right. I was just trying to decide how I want to unlock such things. I could use a 4. 2 of the same there. But on my envelope, I mean, it's probably not going to be hard to fill up this thing. Actually, so I think I can definitely surround all the evidence if I focus purely on that. Leggett, it's Leggett. Here, if you just look up, I think you'll find some stuff. Immediately place these 3 shapes. Oh, it's 3 all at once. Well, I think I'm likely to roll another 4, probably. That's sounding more efficient to unlock things. And I haven't filled in any more rooms yet. Whoop, it fell out. Reroll. Oh, it's the same value anyway. 4 and 5. Well, there's that 4. So now we're just going to place all these shapes. So this one will go perfectly here. You want to know why? Because that surrounds that. Awesome. And then I can place these other 2 shapes somewhere, maybe in places where it will help me surround the other things, like this puzzle piece. It's a puzzle game. I can't not surround the puzzle piece evidence. You know what I'm saying? Can't not do that. And if I could complete this before the end, this room, that'd be pretty cool. And then where could I put this little cross-shaped thing? Why don't I put it over here? Because why the heck not? So that's what I used the 4. Triggered all that. Wow, that was kind of combo-y for just using a 4. And then we have this 5 here. Well, this shape would actually go perfectly here. Yeah. Oh, the candle's not quite surrounded. I still have this little thing here, but that's not bad. Okay. Round 3 of 5. We have 2 rounds left. So that's 12 more die values to use. This is the point where I either really start having to make the tough choices. Okay, so I could just use these 2 3s to unlock that throwing star and place those 3 shapes again, which is sounding pretty good. Or I could use the 3 here to unlock my cup. That would let me fill in 6 random squares. That is tempting. That is very tempting. Which seems better? Those 3 shapes are big. That's a lot of coverage. So let's just do it, man. Why the fuck not? I mentioned this isn't a family channel, by the way, right? There are two kids who are like very loyal viewers, though, but it's nothing they don't hear from the parents every single day, so whatever. Sorry, Kat. Sorry, John. But it's true. um, I'm liking the idea of filling this room in and getting another wild shape. So, and then let's do the little cross square thing. Where do you think? I think I'm definitely going to be unlocking this before the end because it's only one die. Then I can fill in the 6. Same thing with that. So, because I'm thinking of doing that little T shape there. No, then I'd have these two here. That's not a good idea, actually. I mean, the little plus shape could go there, and then I'd have the 1. I also have this one over there, though. Probably not a good idea. Let's just try to get... I do want to get everything surrounded. So why don't we do the plus thing here? Yeah. And then I could do this little T shape here, like that. Bueno. Okay, those are done. It's not bad. I think that was a good use of stuff. Well, thank you, JJ. Did try. The ones that are out are a little bit earlier before I'd had a lot of vocal training, so they're not the best. But that Puccini one, though, I think is still, that's just a moment you never forget, singing with an orchestra for the first time. So that's something some people never get to do. So that was a very shining moment for me. I really wish I had video of the last opera I did. Where I was singing a bass roll. So I've sung literally every part, every vocal type. There's only vocal types. I hate when people say I am a soprano, I am an alto. I prefer I sing alto or I sing soprano because, again, some of us are bisexual. Some of us are polysectional. I am truly polysectional. So, which is hilarious. So, because voice knows no gender. So I think I definitely want to get all this stuff surrounded. So we need to focus on that. What else could I unlock? Oh, I haven't even surrounded. I need to finish surrounding this little candle so I can get those 4 shapes there, and the foot is just hanging out there. So we can't have that now, can we? So this shape, I think I can do it like this. To actually rotate the wheel to try to wrap my head around the shape. But that candle's surrounded now. So I just need 2 consecutive dice values there. Should I just use the 3 for that? I want to unlock this one soon. What's going on with the puzzle piece? I want to try to get the foot surrounded too, And probably this, yeah, that needs to get surrounded, that, and that. Oh, also this. Ooh. Okay. We're going to need to, I'm going to use this shape there. I do want to get that thing totally filled before the end. So one of my humble goals. Okay. So. Oh, I could have put that there and completed that room. Well, I could do it now. Why not? before this round is over. I get to place another wild shape, which... yeah, let's try to get the... if I get that completed, that'll be another wild shape, you know? And then I have some little holes I could fill in some other places. You know what I'm saying? Now the 6, I should get some of these paid for. This would let me shade in any 6 accessible squares, though. Let's use that now, before the last round. And let's just say those 2 I want to take back what I used my wild shape for. I'm going to use this to fill in that. Let's say that was 3. Hopefully you're following me, what I'm trying to do here. 3 there, 4 there, 5 there. And then let's just get started on one of these. How about 6 there? And then, so I said those 2 were the first part of my 6. So I'm actually going to use a wild shape to... oh, and I get another wild shape from completing that. And that. So there's 3 wild shapes then that I get to place from completing... I just completed 3 rooms. That is what happened. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do 1 wild shape. We'll save that. 1 wild shape. If I could get 2 more of these, that would be nice. How would I just go 2 wild shape. And then 3 wild shape. Yeah? Okay. We're going into this last round. Oh, that ability is super helpful. I wish I'd been using that more. The last one, it really... well, the last one, I was hardly completing any of them. And I think that was part of the reason. So. Jack, if you like the ones of me singing opera, there's quite a few of... my degree's actually in composition. So I have quite a few of my composery things out on that channel too, like my opera scene that I wrote had many of my fellow opera people in it. That one was, I'm quite proud of that. So these are not the shapes I want. Maybe I should just I could just complete the puzzle piece. I need to get stuff surrounded, boo. That's what needs to happen. Here, let's just use the square. I don't see those. Oh, they're here. And let's use that one to completely surround my puzzle piece. It's kind of my only goal right now. Now, I don't get the points for these unless I fully activate them. That's the thing. I want to use 2 values. Oh, I could have used the 4 and the 5 for this instead. Well, Jesus wept. An opera scene. So it's like not a full-length opera, but it's sort of like a 1-act, or sometimes people will do excerpts from operas as an opera scene. So it's like I guess I should say it's not just an opera scene. It's a 10-minute opera, basically. It's a complete work in and of itself. Me and the librettist had talked about expanding it to full-length opera, but I think it works perfectly fine as a 10-minute piece. So we have 1 and a 5. I think I'm using the 1 just to shade in 6 somewhere and getting... I just need to get the foot surrounded. Maybe I should focus on... Is that going to help me complete any other rooms? It's not. So I might as well just use these die values to pay for some stuff, probably. 5 and 1 would equal 6, which would let me get 3 points at the end. And then I will be able to mitigate +1 or -1 to one of my 2 final die, which sounds like a good idea, actually, right now. And that's 3 extra points at the end of the game, even if I'm not able. It doesn't help me that much, you know? 1 and 1. Well, I just need to get this surrounded with something, you know? So I could mitigate one of these to a 2, use this, and then I'd be able to place 4 shapes. And at least I would surround all my bits of evidence. Not sounding like a bad idea. So let's just go ahead and do it, because what else am I going to use it for? You know? Could use it for this and just shade in 6 possible squares. But no, doing this, it'll allow me to at least yeah, let's just do it. Change one of these to 2. Pourquoi pas? Pourquoi pas? 1 and 2. So now I get to place 4 of these shapes. Well, there's 1. There's 2. I have 2 more. I don't know that it's going to do much good. Oh, the vault was 20 points if you complete it. That's great. That's good to know. That's good to know. I mean, the other 2 wild shapes, like, I don't have any holes. It's not going to be enough to really, like, complete anything. So, boop, boop. What else? Okay. Oh, and I wasn't marking these things. Really bad about that. Okay, so now it's time to score this chick. So total for rooms. Actually, I think we did not too bad. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's pretty good. And one of them is 20 whole points. So 20 points for my vault. 5 for the Lotus View, 3 for the Tiger Lounge, 3 for Chital Cafe, and 6 points for Nilgai Hall. I see why the vault is worth 20. So that's 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 5 is 17, plus 20 is 37. Nice. Oh, and also I should circle my foot because I got that surrounded. Then my evidence, 2 points per. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because I got that surrounded. 7, 8, 9, 10, 20. Oh, this is going to be a good one. Now, any ability bonuses, points, points, points. So I get 3 points at the end of the level. I think it's only, I'm pretty sure it's only when you fully activate it with those in general. So I think that's just 3 points there. Yeah, I think that's just 3 points there, which is still 60, which is the highest I've scored so far in this campaign. As I said before, I've gotten to the point with the base game where I'm usually breaking 60, which is nice. So let us go look into our investigation file folder and read about what we've got. Oh, before we do that, I'll just mark off all the evidence. Because why not? That's always satisfying. So, oh, you can see, like, after 8, this polynomial thing is done. So this should give you a hint that there's stuff going down in that final chapter. But at either rate, I got it all, bitch. Fuck you, I'm Cher, bitch. Ho ho ho. That's exactly what she sounds like, okay? I used to live adjacent to Malibu. I know these things. Like, somewhat adjacent to Malibu. Not, like, in the canyon, but very close to the canyons. Um, we haven't completed any other shapes. Yeah, oh, we completed this one, which has been going on since chapter 5. So that's nice. That's good. That's good. And we completed this one. We're definitely going to complete the majority of these. So that's good. So I just need to make sure I get all the evidence in the next one. And we'll all be hunky-dory. So, okay. What's the dealio on this? Such a hot day. Come, sit, and have some tea. Miss Lovelace, to say I am worried about the thefts of these algorithms is an understatement. You unlock the power in these with your analytical engine. There's no telling the good they can bring to mankind, but also there's no telling the damage they could do. As a gift, I would like you to take one of the following artifacts. So generous. We specialize here in ways of twisting perception. Maybe they will help you see crime scenes in new ways. Ada. Is it Ada or Ada? I need some British person to tell me how they pronounce this. I'm pretty sure it's Ada. My friend, there is somebody I think you should visit. A man whose experiments into the minds of humans and animals inspired a lot of the work we have done here. His work would hold the key to unlocking our algorithms and extracting the good and evil therein. Here are the coordinates where you can find Dr. Moreau. I fear you have some weeks of travel ahead of you. Yes, that Dr. Moreau. If you're aware of Dr. Moreau's Mystery Island, perhaps. Okay, so I can cut out any of these pieces. Okay, and add it to my dice wheel. These shapes have a special quality. When you draw them on your map sheet, you can choose to draw or not draw the white box. So it's like I have to do the shaded part, and then that other square is optional, essentially, which could be helpful if you're trying to fit them in tight spaces. So that's interesting. Oh, refer to your character sheet. You may fill stars in according to your score. So apparently 60 was not a 3-star score, but it was a 2-star score. So I'm going to take it. Get my stars. You may have noticed I'm in blue today because I can't find the other pen, but it's still the same brand. It's our Pilot G2. Flowy, flowy. Well, I've gotten halfway there. Hopefully I'm not doing terrible with these stars. I kind of feel like I am, but whatever. Remember to mark each piece of evidence. Blah, 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 blah. I have to do some crafting with these. Now, keep your wits about you on Moreau's Island. He has a storied past of some, shall we say, horrific experiments. Anytime someone puts quotations around horrific, I'm instantly distrustful of their perspective. But he has data like the world has never seen. Well, the ends do justify the means, I guess. Someone needs to call the ethics board, I think, though. Hopefully when I go to this island, I won't be the prey. Am I going to be on safari? People going to have their targets on me? Recent excavations on the island have also had a profound effect on him. His delusions of grandeur have spiraled out of control. So, good luck with that. It is not a healthy place to spend too long a time. Then why are you sending me there? People of the Square Root Institute of Delhi, you're sending me to some random madman's private island zoo and saying, oh, well, his delusions of grandeur spiraled out of control, but he's a nice guy other than that. You know, he's a great guy other than the fact that he's a Nazi. Which I think the Dr. Moreau Mystery Island stuff, isn't that inspired by some of the Nazi experiments? I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because he did some quite horrific stuff to children, among others. So that's going away. Dead. So time to cut out and Mod Podge some stuff on. Which shape seems good? Well, definitely not that one. I already have it. Unless I want to just get... That one was useful, actually. Having the cross permanently would be nice. I already have this one to do at the beginning. But again, I guess the good thing about this is that that part is optional. Oh, see, if I paste it here, it's basically like that shape, but so I could make it a plus if I wanted to. This one hasn't been feeling as useful lately, though. But I'm reticent to get rid of it. I'd rather just kind of upgrade this, I think. So that's what I'm going to do. See, they didn't even care what I did as far as investigating. They're like, here, you can just have any one of these. We don't really care. It's kind of getting to that point in the campaign, clearly. We don't have to prove ourselves anymore, except with the stars. 42 or fewer. Well, I'm glad I didn't do that badly. Like, that score of 38 last time still haunts me. It's haunting me. I'm begging you to keep on haunting me. I'm so out of practice. I don't sing at all really more that much, which tells you kind of the place I've been mentally a lot of the last year. So I really do need to get back into that. You know, when I was actually still teaching some voice lessons here or there, I was still keeping an decent voice, but not so much lately. So that will probably be one of my New Year's resolutions, to sing more, because, you know, it does make me very happy. Okay. I think the thing we did where we just do a little snip snip and then fold fold and then just a little trim trim was better than trying to be fancy and do the whole, like, you know. Do a little bit more of a snip there so I can get a deeper fold. And then we'll just do that. A little crafty craft. This is the ASMR part of the of the stream. What genre of music do you like the most? It's very hard for me as A, someone that was trained in classical and jazz, but B, also mostly listens to pop music. I like kind of like indie and electronica is probably the majority of what I listen to. Obviously, I listen to a lot of classical and jazz because it's just in my DNA at this point. But my favorite band is Dragonette, who is like an electro-pop band. Really any female singer-songwriter, and I'm like an old school Tori Amos, Suzanne Vega, Annie DeFranco fan. Amy Mann is probably my favorite songwriter of all time, which she leans a little more like almost kind of borderline country time. She's very indie pop, like the original like indie pop artist. And you know, I'm not as big into like country and rap, but I can hang with some like there's a lot of rap I do like more so. And there's a lot of like old school country I really love, like Dolly Parton, and things like that. But yeah, it's kind of like either it's super like pretentious sounding classical and jazz, or it's like, you know, I'm breakdown kind of dance music, indie pop. So not a lot of in between, though. When I'm just like chilling, I'm definitely into a little aesthetic lo-fi. I just put on the aesthetic lo-fi playlists all the time, just to be vibing. Which is funny because a lot of those aesthetic lo-fi playlists are basically smooth jazz with down-tempo hip-hop beats, which are two styles of music I'm not really like that into individually, but I really like chill wave and lo-fi hip-hop reminds me a lot of chill wave and just kind of the general aesthetic of it. Because one of my favorite genres of music actually is trip hop, but you don't hear people talking about trip hop that much anymore. So trip hop is basically kind of mid tempo to down tempo with hip hop beats, and it's very much electronica, though very heavy emphasis on electronica, which a lot of rap is. I mean, most rap beats have a lot in common with a lot of like deep house ways of producing and things. So anything electronic. I love electronic music. Love, love, love. Like any kind of synth, and I'm there. And actually my own composing. I've done quite a bit of electroacoustic music, which is kind of electronic music meets sort of like live improvisation. So sort of my backgrounds between jazz and classical and electronic music all kind of met in that particular genre. Very avant-garde, almost like kind of performance arty type of if you've ever like listened to what do they call it, like not noise rock, sound art, or like, if you've ever been to like a warehouse show where someone was just screaming into a microphone and they had like 1,000,001 like cables, like I'm totally into that aesthetic. There's a really great Noise Fest series here in Sac that they do at this place called the Red Museum, which is literally just a warehouse with a bunch of like old red movie chairs in it that they got from some old cinema, and they do really cool, like a lot of noise art artists do stuff there. So it's just sound equipment for days, heavily processed, better bring some of your own earplugs kind of stuff, but that's sort of what I can get down with sometimes. So like, again, like a pretty broad spectrum of things, but my tastes do have their idiosyncratic little things for sure. I'm not like one of those people that says, I listen to all genres of music. It's like, nobody listens to all genres of music equally. Like, that's just, but I do like to think of myself as an omni gamer. I also like to think of myself as an omni music listener, if that makes sense. But, I definitely have things I gravitate towards more than others. So, we got that on. I probably don't need to like crazy Mod Podge over this, but it makes it look so like, all rattled. So where are we going next? Oh, we're going to Dr. Moreau's Island. Okay, let's see what's going on with this fucker. About an hour to the stream. Not doing too bad. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. And I'm not above some top 40 stuff. I love Halsey. Halsey, I think, is probably one of my favorite of this sort of newer generation of like Xenial songwriters. I really like her. A lot of people like to hate on Olivia Rodrigo, but I think she's a pretty solid songwriter, actually. I mean, she's got a punky little vibe. I kind of dig it sometimes. But what I'm really into right now is her name is Cassie Marin. She does some really interesting kind of, it's like this mix of a top 40 vibe with a very like gothy electro noise rock flair. It's very interesting. But her last album is very kind of like it's almost kind of ska-esque, which is an interesting turn for her. Because her last album before that was just like a bunch of gothy bops, which I'm totally here for. I can get into some like industrial synthwave stuff, and this one is a lot more stripped down, but she's a great singer. She's a fantastic voice. And I love it when pop singers show you how it's done. Like, pop singing is just as technically demanding as jazz and classical singing is. It's just different, you know. And I'm getting on my soapbox a little bit, but belting's not bad for your vocal health, by the way. Talking in a fry is also not bad for your vocal health. It's just like, you know, any worse than any other kind of speaking is. You know, a lot of vocalists talk about, oh, you can't, screaming is the thing that hurts your voice the most. Definitely. Because, you know, you're creating trauma. But other things, as long as you're doing it at a normal volume, or you know what you're doing and have the technical control, like, any type of singing, I think is valid. Like, I don't understand this fear mongering and people being like, well, classical is the pinnacle of all technique. I'm like, classical is a good foundation, I think. And if obviously also if you're into that style of singing, it teaches you a lot. But it's not the end all be all. For sure. There's a lot of things technique wise that pop singers do that they could teach classical singers that require an insane amount of control and technique. It's, you know, which is all that to say, I can't belt for shit. I do not know it. I cannot do it. Some people can do it and some people just can't. That's the thing though, because like my voice is just too, my folds, the way that they are, because I sing countertenor so much and I'm more prone to that. I'm more prone to trauma to my folds. So I just cannot do it. Some people, they have just the right chords for it. They're able to do it without hurting their voice. I have heard people talk about, like, the guy that did Beetlejuice on Broadway used that technique to sing in that style as well. It's very similar to like the screamo type that you're talking about. And one of my colleagues he was really into it, because he was able to do it and he wanted to write for somebody that could also do it, because he was trying to work more metal type singing into his classical stuff. And I was just like, I just can't do it, man. Maybe it is a technique you could learn to do it, but it's very niche. And I've known people that get really into the extended techniques. Like, I knew a chick that had mastered Tibetan throat singing and worked that into a piece. But it's just you know, you have to really, you're doing a lot of work just to learn that one little extended technique, and has limited uses. So it's one of those things, if you learn it to do for a particular style or a particular piece or a particular concert, and then how often are you going to use it? Is it worth the investment that you're getting? You know, it depends. I'm not saying it's not worth it to learn those extended techniques. And if it's something you want to have in your toolbox just to pull out whenever, that's nice. That could get you jobs. But yeah, I haven't really talked that kind of stuff about, having worked professionally in that side of the industry, like, you know, but it's a thing. All that to say, like, I just am not one of those people that can do that. Which, if you can do it, and people say, oh, why would you do that? It's destroying your voice. No, there's lots of guys that can do that all night and not even be hoarse the next morning. So I think it's like one of those things, some techniques just come naturally to some people, you know, which is not to say that you couldn't learn how to do it, probably. But if there's a bigger barrier for you physically to overcome it, to learn that technique, sometimes it's more trouble than it's worth, you know? What's happening in Dr. Moreau's island? Dr. Moreau's a very specific, frightened Pacific island. What's so specific about it there, Dr. Moreau? Moreau is gone. Oh, thank God. I really didn't want to have to deal with this fucker. My master sailed clear of the island last night after the horror of the preceding week. Wow. Again, why did these Indian mathematicians send me to this guy's island? A woman appeared on our shore inquiring about his studies into the minds of man and beast. A woman? Not me. He's not talking about Ada. Some other woman. I don't know too many details beyond that, other than that the doctor was upset by her requests and refused them all. Oh, okay. The next morning, all of the doctor's notes had been stolen. The woman had vanished, and the island set in a state of complete chaos. The doctor didn't know if the woman was to the blame or if it was due to the recent discoveries in the south of the island. Regardless, he is gone, taking what was of any value to him. So, let me get this straight. The Indians send me here to talk to Dr. Moreau. He's gone because some other bitch got here first and stole all his shit. Oh, hi, Tim. Thanks. Yeah, you tune in later. We're just dealing with Dr. Moreau, but apparently Dr. Moreau's gone from his very specific Pacific island. Okay. And we have like a little white rock here with a comb. So the little pink thing is off to the side. Pier and boathouse, East Island, West Island, Moreau home. Whatever these little flower things are. What's up with that? That's interesting. The beach. There's just money on the beach and also broken glass. So watch out for that, Ada. The dig site. We have a diamond. There's a little musket. Ooh, a knife. Ooh. Candelabra. You know, Dr. Moreau left so quick. He left some half-eaten meat and half-eaten cheese in his wake. You know, all this stuff. Fun. Okay, we still have 5 rounds. That's good. Basic scoring stuff. So, let's see what Ada's little notes are. There is a beautiful reef by the north end of the island. Okay. Reefs are cool. Moreau's boat is gone. Wonk wonk. That'll be easy to complete, though, that area. I deserve some time on a beach once the unfortunate business is concluded. I'm ready for a vacation too, Ada. I guess this is technically my vacation, but I've been streaming so much it doesn't feel like it. The dig site in which artifacts of some power were uncovered. Perhaps the remaining artifacts will be of use to me. So we want to complete the dig site is what she's saying. Okay, and what special abilities do we have here? Add this ability to your character sheet. Must collect both pieces of evidence. Oh, I should write a number between 1 and 6 in here. Whenever you roll blank, also place a small shape from the middle of the dice wheel. So wait. So while I'm in the middle of this, I'm going to need to cut this out and paste this once I unlock this ability here. Number between 1 and 6. Whenever you roll, he's saying don't put 1 or 6 here. So when I get this ability, whenever I roll, whatever value I write in there, also place a small shape from the middle of the dice wheel. He's saying pick a number that you're more likely to roll pretty often, like a 3 or a 4. I guess 2 and 5, but I was looking up Yahtzee stats because I'm obsessed with Yahtzee, obviously. And 3 and 4 are statistically the most likely rolls for you to roll. I don't know why. You would think it would be equal, like, you know, when you think of odds of 1 and 6. That only applies when you're rolling 1 die. When you're rolling multiple die, that changes the way you have to calculate your statistics. So in the case of 3 die, actually, in the case of 2 die, rolls of 3 and 4 are most likely things that are inversions of each other. So like 3 and 4 are inversions of each other, just like 2 and 5 are inversions of each other. So anyway, that's getting a little mathy to say, but what that note is about. But anyway, so yeah, so I have to surround the diamond and this, basically fill in the dig site. Then I will cut this out, add it to my dice wheel, and then I'll be able to use it for the rest of this thing. So I'm adding an ability in the middle of this chapter, which is a little wild. These down here, okay, immediately place 3 wild shapes, always good. So it's the candelabra, broken glass on the beach, and this knife. So I'm thinking these 2 are the ones I'm going to focus on at the beginning to unlock that stuff. The cheese and the comb, immediately place 3 sheeps from the middle of the dice wheel. That's also good. So maybe, and white rock will be easy to complete. And this cheese should be relatively easy to surround as well. Immediately place these shapes for my, where's the anchor? Anchor's there. Okay, and complete the grid to gain 9 points at the end of the level. Ooh, That's new. So basically, once I circle it, I can start using shapes here like it's here. It's like a little mini polynomial mini game over here, which most of these, I could definitely complete one of these with like 3 shapes if I was smart about it. Or 2, if I had the square. And then this one, boop, could totally do them in 2 shapes, which would probably be ideal. Okay, that's a bit going on. So let us... I'm going to refresh this coffee real quick before we get into this. Okay, because we got to do really well at this level, okay? Because going into that last level. So we have 3 goals. Okay, number 1 goal, all the evidence. We want to get all the evidence. Number 2 goal is we definitely want to get this ability as soon as possible. Like probably within the first couple of rounds. 3rd one is I definitely want to get 9 points from one of these. So that's sort of like, I think probably like obviously want the evidence is an overarching goal. I think my first goal should be this. So filling in the dig site and or the beach, working on those 2, because the beach shapes, well, surrounding this means I can get started working on this relatively quickly. So actually, yeah, so we're just going to be focusing on the beach and the dig site, and once we get done with that, then we can start focusing on the other stuff. I don't know what these little flower shapes are about. It didn't really say anything about them. And they're just there. So I have a feeling like we want to surround them because they're in these little clumps here. And so I just have a feeling like that's going to be something we want to do. They're just there. It doesn't really explain what they are, which is weird. But, okay then. Yeah, I have my espresso and oat milk ready to go. Never ends. Oh my god, it's really getting the end of the wire. Okay, Dr. Moreau, what's going on here? We need dice. Oh, also, let us not forget, every time I complete an area, I get a wild shape. So I definitely want to focus on, like, getting this and this. Those filled in will be very important, I think. I'm not even going to say, like, getting the East and West Island filled in. I'm not even going to be concerned about that at all, even though that is a good amount of points. Yeah, a lot of points, actually. And these other ones aren't very many points. So this West and East Island, these are split into 2, which is helpful. West Island seems more likely to fill in. But I also want to get these flowers surrounded, too. So that's another sort of tertiary goal going on. Ooh! This is going to be interesting. This is definitely going to be interesting. Also, I did want to mention, Tim has probably already left, but I'm getting a haircut tonight, so it's finally a lot of this is going away. So, not all of it, but a good amount. I'm going to get my backs shaved. Do a little undercut. Clean it up just in time for the new year. New year, new me. I don't know if Rich is going to keep all his hair. We shall see about that. He has such luscious locks, but he's not used to having long hair, so it's always getting in his face, which he finds annoying. So we have 1 and 3. Like I said, we're starting here first. So let us use... I want to use this little shape here, I think. So if I go like... And then it goes like boop, boop, over and up. Pretty sure that's how that shape works. It's like a little staircase, basically. That's probably a good start there. Now I can use this either as like the little T shape or as like the little plus shape. So I'm thinking, and because I want to get this surrounded, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I said I want to get this surrounded as quickly as possible so we can just start using this. Oh, before I forget, at the start of each chapter, you may place that shape. I should place that shape that I have. Here, I'll place it over here. Whatever. It's my beginning shape. Because why not? So I think I'm going to do this plus shape like this. Boop. I can go through that because there's dotted lines there. Feels good. Yeah. Woo. Little spin. 2 and 5. I do want to get this going because I need 3 die equaling 12. Ooh, that's a little expensive now, isn't it? Let's... Oh, and I need to surround both those, so... Maybe I should get crack-a-lackin' on that, you know? But I use this shape. That feels like some good coverage. Then this one... Why don't we... I'm thinking about either trying to work it in here somehow, or I do want to get this surrounded. Like here, like this. Might be good. I still have that hole there, but you know, whatevs. Oh, did these things slide over? This is like, I feel like that slid over a bit. I definitely had 2 and 5. I've done more than 3 shapes though, right? I've done at least, I'm pretty sure that was round 2. Was it not? Because I placed this shape first. I placed this. That. There must have been another one. I'm guessing so. Or was it? Oh, Jack, if you're still there, tell me if I just took 2 rounds or if that was only 1. I'm like... Okay, here's time to sit more high. Well, I guess I'm just giving myself an extra round? I don't know. 2 and 3. Well, I definitely want to use this there. So I can get the diamond surrounded. And we want to get this baby surrounded, don't we? I could do a little wrap around here. Or why don't I put that here? Jack doesn't know either. That's fine. You're probably barely paying attention. It's fine. You know, there's plenty of people that put the videos on and just fall asleep, which is perfectly fine. I will take that level of engagement. I'm just giving myself an extra one. I mean, what? Dr. Moreau doesn't have any ethics, so why should I? Experimenting on animals and shit. People. I don't care about the people, just the animals. Okay. I want to get this surrounded. Oh, by the way, this is surrounded now. So I could start working on that. Because why not? Get those 9 points, boo. Here, we're just going to say that this is round 2 now. I'm pretty sure I did do those 2 other shapes. My dice just slid off. This is starting, obviously this paper is starting to warp, but they just kind of slid. So that's fine. I'm not not like freaking out yet. So yet, the operative word. Why don't I use this shape here? Because that fits nicely and neatly. And then I think we want to get this as filled in. I like the idea of just filling that all in very neatly. Using that shape. I mean, that feels good to me. Oh, cool. I like that level of multitasking. What are you playing, Jack? See, if it were me, if it like I totally have Stardew Valley on while I'm like watching archaeology videos all the time. And I'm pretty sure whenever I'm watching like one of Jenna's streams or something, like I think when we were doing Tia's stream the other week, I was like literally standing there in the shower replying to that Similo when she did like the Similo thing. I think that was not the boxing stream, but the Fankma stream. I'm like sitting there. I'm like standing there in my bathroom, like butt ass naked, like lotioning up my skin, my whole body while I'm like responding to the Similo prompts. Okay. I have a 3 and a 3. I still need to surround this. Yeah, that must get surrounded too. This is surrounded. I hope that does something for me. Oh, place these shapes. 3 and 3. You should use at least one of these to surround this action. So I'm only using that part of it. Which means I can start working on this. So I just need 3 die that equal 12. So that means, I mean, should I just use this 3 for that? And then the other 2 just have to equal 9. That would be a 4 and a 5, potentially. Or a 6 and another 3. So, what's your favorite game on the shelves behind you? You know, it's like picking your favorite child, Jack. But, I mean, if you want to know my number 1, oh, on the shelf behind me specifically, well, it's probably Meadow. I love Meadow. It's like probably my number 2 game of all time. And the computer is on top of my number 1 favorite game of all time right now, which is A Feast for Odin. So clearly I like polynomials and puzzly things and animals. Mariposas is one of our favorites. Lacrimosa, because again, composer, classical musician. But if I had to pick one, probably Meadow. Can you see that shelf behind my head? It's like behind my head. But if I was going by shelf, we have Spirit Island. Duh. I love Spirit Island. Down here, Rajas of the Ganges is a really great, can you see it? Is a great worker placement game. I love worker placement games. And this wall down here, we have, of course, Stonewall Uprising. I feel like half this channel for the last year has been about Stonewall Uprising. Which is a great asymmetric 2-player game about the gay civil rights movement. Which the designer is actually a friend of a friend. It's a really weird story about how I met my friend after getting involved with that game. So that game kind of led to that friendship a little bit in a roundabout way. But my friend, who is a designer of a Button Shy game, which Button Shy, I should say, is really what kind of led me to that friendship. But, you know. Which he was the person that was in our last video. Our last, like, video on the main channel. Johnny, who hopefully we'll be seeing soon. So, I have this other 3. This is actually looking pretty good today, this lighting. where to put it. Oh, I was trying to decide if I was going to use the 3 here. I think I am going to, because I don't want to wait on that. I said I wanted to do it early this game. We're already almost done with the second round. 3 and 1. Well, I probably don't want to do another 3. 4s would have been better there. Why did I put them there? 3 and 1. I need a square shape to complete that. Why don't I try to surround this musket? And I think, is that considered surrounded? Or do I have to do all the way around there? I don't think so. I'm not sure what these little flower shapes are about at all. So I'm going to assume that that's completely surrounded, because there's nothing really talking about it. So yeah, I think that means that musket is surrounded. I'm going to assume so. And I could use one of these shapes here, maybe. But not sure that would be the best. Like, I really want to use this big L shape and then a square. That's how you can complete those in 2, which seems a better way to go. I think I need to surround some more evidence. Stellaris Nexus. That sounds familiar. I was just looking up a list of cozy video games because the last year and a half or so, I've trying to been kind of dip my toes back in the water. Stardew Valley obviously was a huge discovery for me in the last year and a half. So I'm like looking at another one to do, but my laptop isn't the best for gaming on. It's just trying to keep enough RAM and disk space on it to like do this other content stuff is like more than even it can handle. So but you know, I may be getting a new laptop in the new year. I'm not sure yet. We shall see. Then probably this one will go to being probably a gaming computer. I'm not sure. But yeah, I was looking at a couple. I really like farming sims a lot. In a city builder or anything. You know, the sci-fi is always hit or miss for me. Like, I need a really compelling story, really compelling world as well. Like, I just generic anything generic. I have the same thing with generic fantasy. I'm an old school fantasy and sci-fi nerd, so like I need something that kind of goes that extra level, you know. But I'll have to look into that a little bit. I do really love watching video game streamers though. It's like one of my guilty pleasures. You know, because I'm always board game. There are some like a lot of board gaming streamers I do watch, but like, you know, sometimes I just want to like watch someone else play a game that I've never played. I'm not even like really in that video gaming side of the world, and it's just nice to kind of live vicariously for them. And like growing up, it was always hard for me with video games because my sisters were the big video gamers. They were always like really good video gamers. I always sucked at them. I haven't gotten to RPGs. I've been thinking about doing some solo RPG action actually, because the thing you know, you always have those conversations with people like, yeah, we should start a D&D group. Yeah, we should meet on such and such day. And it like never ends up happening, you know? I think I've had that happen to me like 3 or 4 times at least. And my ex-roommate was really into D&D and started getting me a lot more interested in it. But yeah, like I said, I just haven't found, you know, dipping my toes into that water. It's like a lot to just kind of dip in when you don't know what you're doing. And so I think maybe like I've seen a lot of really cool looking like one-off kind of solo print and play RPGs that look interesting to me that I think I'd probably try first just to get more of a feel for it. And I mean, if someone's like, hey, you want to join our D&D group? Maybe I would say yes. Again, it always depends on time commitments, you know, which all this other stuff I do, board game already takes up a lot of time, you know. A lot. Okay, how are we going to use this one? What's going on with this comb over here? You know? Does that seem like a good place to maybe do? Not with these shapes. Well, actually, if I use this shape here, that would surround the comb. Then I just need a 4, 5, or 6, and I can place 3 wild shapes. Sounds like a good idea. Yeah. Okay. It's 2 rounds in. I'm not sure if we're doing well or not. Hey, you want to join my D&D group? Oh, is that like an online thing? So my ex-roommate actually did do like a virtual D&D group thing. So that I know some people do it virtually, which might be a little bit more feasible for me. My friend Shelly, her ex, when they were still dating, was talking about possibly starting a group, and that's the closest I've come to it actually happening. My friend Bianca, she has... No, she's not the one that has the D&D group. There's someone else she knew that had like every single, like the first Saturday of every month, they had a D&D group like clockwork. And I'm like, that's a commitment. You gotta be committed. It looks like a lot of fun. I've always wanted to try D&D. It does look like a lot of fun. But again, generic fantasy isn't that exciting to me. It would probably, if I did do RPG, it'd probably have to be like maybe not generic D&D, but like something that has a really interesting world. I have done some research into some different smaller RPGs and different RPGing systems, but you know, probably one day. I mean, it's kind of like a bucket list thing at this point. That and Twilight Imperium. It's like the stars just have to align. And it will happen, I'm sure. Okay, well, I'm definitely going to be able to fill in this dig site, which seems like a good thing. I should probably try to fill these things in. I'm a little more concerned about just getting all the evidence, you know? So... Oh, 4 and a 6. So if I put the 4 in here, then I need a 5. If I put the 6 in here, then I just need another 3. And so we established before 3 and 4 are more statistically likely rolls. So I'm actually going to use the 6 there. This one I could use the 4 and just place 3 wild shapes, which is not sounding like a bad deal to me, because I'm like a little nervous approaching the halfway point. So let's just use these die to pay for things. And so now I can place 3 of these shapes. Well, one of them is going here because anytime I complete an area, I get to place another wild shape. So I still have 3 wild shapes to place. So why don't we should use it to get stuff surrounded, you know. Let's place number 2 here. I still have 2 more. Let's place another one here. We'll work on getting the knife surrounded. And let's place another one there. We'll work on getting the cheese surrounded. That at least, you know, I'm dipping a little bit more. Makes me feel a little bit better. Because by the time we get to the... It's bouncing out. 1 and 6. Okay. So... we need to get some other stuff surrounded, boo. That's, I think, what we need to do. So why don't we use this here. And that surrounds my cheese. Where's the cheese? Then... I don't use the 6 for that. And I could use my 1 here on the cheese. I need a 1, 2, or 3. And then I can place 3 more wild shapes. That sounds like a good deal to me. 3 more wild shapes. Maybe I should have waited till the end to better fill holes. But actually, what I kind of think I want is just like surrounding stuff. So... 3 wild shapes. See, I wish I was getting rolls that let me get this box more, because this box, there's a lot of holes here that box would be perfect to fill. So why don't we focus on finishing areas? Well, there's a wild shape there. I'm going to need that hole. Same thing here. There's 2. So let's do one more. That's somewhere that I think will be helpful in completing another area. Like maybe here. Sure, why not? I don't know that I'm going to do that well in this one, and that's going to be scary going into the last round. 1 and 1. Not enough to be able to do that. One and 1. I need a 4 or 5 so I can get that box. You know what? And maybe surrounding one of these and then unlocking one of these shapes will help as well. So I want to get this surrounded and I want to get that surrounded. I mean, really, I want to get them all surrounded. So why don't we... Let's use this here. Ooh, am I going to get any more wild shapes when I complete an area? Oh, there's a thing. I'm not trapped here, which is nice. Make sure I'm paying attention to that. So that's 1. Why don't I just... Let's just try to get the beach done too. Then I'll get some more wild shapes. Yeah? Ooh, I hate when it starts going too fast because then I'm like, am I making good decisions? New Year's resolution, play a game of D&D. Maybe. Sounds like a realistic one. I came this close to playing Twilight Imperium at RageCon, so, you know, maybe. They had a lot of RPG tables going on at that convention, so convention wouldn't be a bad place, but it takes a long time. So, you know, at a convention, getting into like a big game of D&D, maybe it's not what I want to do, but I'd be down. Okay, there's that box, finally. So we're using it here. Doing it here. Different. Then I could use the 5 here, then just immediately place these 2 shapes. I think I'm going to do it. Let's use that. So, one of these. Yeah. Wait, is that how that would go? It would be like... No, I can't place that there. What I could do is maybe place it over here. Just trying to figure out how that shape goes. That might be good here to complete the pier and boat. I haven't even started on that Moreau home. I don't know if it's going to happen. Bollocks. We want to get it all surrounded, right? So, how about... Goes over. So it goes boop, and then over, and then up, and then over. There's 1. And then why not the other one is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Let me just have it go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why not? Whoop! Now things are going this way. Glad I'm getting a cut finally. 6 and 6. Wasn't that one of the numbers we needed here? No. I need a 3, actually, which is unfortunate. If I got this meat surrounded, I could use one of the 6s to unlock those 2 shapes again. Because I could use these 2 to get that surrounded, fill in Moreau's home. I think what I really need to do is get this filled in. So let's use this shape here. So there's that broken glass. Then I would just need 2 numbers equaling a 7. Sure. I think I should use it to go surround something else. Like maybe this knife. Or what about the candelabra? I need to start working on that. And fill in the Moreau home. Now, filling in the Moreau home, yeah, it's 6 points. Is that really what I need to focus on, though? You know? I'm not sure if it is or not. Is there anything else that's going to give me more wild shapes? Every time I complete an area, I fill in a wild shape. So technically, yeah, I was supposed to fill in a wild shape from that. So why don't I do this, and then I'll use this to get that. I feel like filling in the pier and boat may be helpful. Because, yeah, then if I complete this area, I get another wild shape, which is helpful. Very helpful. God, I could have been using that so much with the Scandinavians. Post-apocalyptic doomsday people. Okay. This shape. How about we put it there? And then I just need to get this filled in so I can get another wild shape, you know? Where do I want to put the square here? I think getting this filled out is going to be best for me right now. So let's use that one there. Then I get another wild shape, which we're just praying for some boxes. Oh, I needed the box here. Oh well, Jesus wept. Let's hope we get it in the last round. I feel like I'm not doing that well on this one. Just have a feeling. Oh well, hopefully I get at least 1 star. 3 and 5. So, we need to make sure we're going to be able to surround everything. I still have 3 pieces of evidence not surrounded. And they could be useful ones. This is my last chance on the evidence, so I think I do need to prioritize getting them completely surrounded. But I have the box, so I definitely want to get the box to get the 9 points. You know what I'm saying? But, or fill this in and get a wild shape. I'm going to fill in so I can get that extra wild shape. And I'm going to use that wild shape here. You know. So that's what I did there. So now with this 3, should we just try to maybe get... That's not going to fit there to surround that. I could kind of work on the candelabra. Maybe the knife. The knife is where I should put it. I could do it like a plus. So why don't I do that? I don't know if I'm making wise choices. Ugh. 6 and 5. It's all part of the journey. All part of the journey. I'm probably not going to get any more wild shapes, so let's just keep that in mind. There's that square. Should I just take it? I think I should just take it here to get those 9 points. You know? Then this one, I could surround the knife, Or I wouldn't quite surround the meat. I think I'll use it to surround the knife, because why not? See, if I get all of these polynomials on the bottom except for one, I won't feel too bad about it, actually, because I only have two left, and I feel like, I don't know what the goal should be. 2 and 4. I should use that 3 to complete this here, because then I would have got this. I wish I had something that let me mitigate my die, because I totally forgot about that. Oh well. Whenever you roll, also place a small shape in the middle of your dice wheel. That would have been really useful. But I think it's too late. Too late. Very sad. Placing wild shapes from these would have been good. So I should have thought about that too. I don't think I'm going to do very well. But I could surround the candelabra. I don't know if I'll be able to surround the meat now. So let's kiss that one goodbye. I mean... I really wish I could have gotten that. Was that 3? What did I use that 3 for? I used the 3. What did I use the 3 for? Does anyone remember? I want to like wreck on it now. I know I shouldn't, but I'm so tempted to do such things. I think I just used it to pay for something. Or what did I do? I don't even remember now, but I have the 2 and the 4, so I should just do something with them. And just maybe get the candelabra. Let's just get the candelabra. So what's up? So the 4, the 2. I don't think it's gonna do anything for me, really. It's not gonna help me complete an area, and it's not gonna help me get that meat. And I can't really use it here. I wish it had been a 3. I just totally forgot about that. So, boo. Boo. So close, no cigar. Whatever. Okay, well, we really dropped the ball on this. This extra ability probably would have been very helpful and necessary going to, well, you're about to find out. I'm so upset. But anyway, let's score it up, and then we're going to get into some more flavor text. So I did complete this. That's 2 points. Plus 5 points is 7. Plus my beach is 6, so that's 13. My dig site, that's 20. 20 points for rooms. It's not awful. 1, 2, 3, 4. I really wish I'd gotten the Moreau home filled in. Also, I really wish I'd gotten this. That is my only regret, and that's a pretty big one. And I feel the same way I did at the end of the Scandinavian apocalypse people level. Svalbard. Okay, but my evidence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 20. I did get 9 from this. I think that's the only extra points I got. So it's 49, which doesn't feel great. At least it's not 38. So let's mark off our evidence first before we get into our conclusion. I got everything except that half-eaten drumstick. So this is going to be indicative of how we did. Let's see what we did manage to complete on here. Not too bad. We got this one. We did get this one, so I kind of am glad I went for the candelabra, at least. This one is boop. No bueno. But I did get this one. And I did get this one. This big old purple one, which I've been working on since chapter 5. So that's good. So so how many polynomial shapes did I get? 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, let me go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I didn't get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's pretty good. 14 out of 20. Okay, that's 70%. That's still a solid C territory. And again, I'm trying to get to B territory here. But as I said, Mr. Robin David is coming out with a new version of this with extended maps. So that will be one to play through again. I'll let you know how it goes. And depending on how it extends it or lengthens it, he just said, I think he's adding like 5 new maps or something. I'm not sure if it like is just buffing out the whole thing or if it's like just an extension at the end. We shall see. In case I wanted to maybe cover it on the channel. But chapter 8, conclusion. Should you find this letter, it is probably already too late. Oh, God. Wow. Okay, this is Moreau has left us a letter. That's a pretty dramatic start to any missive. My studies have been ransacked by this woman, Xiomara, and the stone orb unearthed last month is also gone. Now, you may be wondering, why are we learning about this Xiomara chick in literally the penultimate chapter? What's this all about? Without the orb and magic contained inside, I have no power. And those notes, well, once they fall into the public hands, I am ruined. No government could stand to know of what I've done out here in my experimentation. The island will be found and I'll undoubtedly be placed under arrest. No, instead, I shall disappear. Okay, Trauma Queen. I only worry what Xiomara will do with notes. God forbid women get their hands on any form of writing, let alone reading it. How dare she? A mind more twisted than my own could use them to terrible effect. Moreau. Okay. So, in case you didn't put 2 and 2 together, Xiomara starts with an X. It's a Mexican name. Mr. X isn't a Mr. at all. It's Miss X or Madam X. We're going to call her Madam X because it sounds really funny. You may cut out any one of these pieces, so it really doesn't matter. Moreau doesn't give a shit about how I did on this level. He's just like, here, have a shape. Let's see how I did it on the points wise. 49. What does that get me? Well, I just squeaked into 1 star, so not great is the answer. I guess it's really going to depend on how we do in the final level. Remember to mark your evidence. I did. I get to keep one of the shapes on this wheel. Notice that the final level begins with you being able to roll and use a number of bonus dice. The number depending on how you have performed so far. Read the level description for details. Oh, this is spicy. Okay. Before we get there, this is something. We'll probably do a little peek just to make that clear what is going to happen at the beginning of the final level. But before we do all that, let's read this little note that Xiomara has left us, shall we? Did you really come so far, Ada? I'm impressed. I think it's only right that we should meet. Ooh, we're gonna have a hot lesbian hookup? You'll find me at the address over Leaf. Not that it will do you any good. My plans are already in motion. Like, girl, you couldn't even wait for me to get there before spreading your legs. With my possession of your analytical engine, the Delhi algorithms, Moreau's understanding of the mind, Singapore's information on ciphers and communications, Chicago's methods of coercion, and data drives from Svalbard, I've already constructed my ultimate engine, the mass brain. It will control the thoughts of everybody around the globe. They will invite it into their homes for entertainment and to talk to their loved ones. And in return, the mass brain will twist their thoughts, opinions, beliefs, the very core of what makes them who they are. I have already built the mass brain, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. But you're welcome to try, Miss X. So you have to imagine that meme of the Spanish soap opera where she's going and then eating the thing off the fork. Oh, I'm gonna have to put that meme in the thumbnail for the final chapter, actually. That would be hilarious. So this bitch means business. And is this supposed to be like a satire of, like, you know, the television, like the stupid box? Like, that's what the mass brain is? Because it sounds like what she described. Or maybe, I guess it's supposed to be like a cell phone? I'm not sure. Some big pulsating brain she keeps in her basement. Wow. I don't know. I just cut that one off, and that one seemed good to do. Because I don't know why. Oh, I could do any of these. I could do that one. Ooh, that shape often I find is useful. So maybe that's the one I want to, like, upgrade. But I have that shape too. What seems good? I mean, this is basically just that. Again, with kind of an extension on the other side. Yeah, I wasn't using this as a plus that often. I'm not sure if the plus is better. Or if we want another one of these L shapes, potentially, that could also be this shape. What seems good? Well, this would make it just like I'm doubling up on that, actually. So I'm thinking maybe not the T shape. I think I'm going to go for this shape. To paste onto my wheel and hope going into it that is the right one. I feel like, I don't know how it's going to go, how I'm going to do at the end. But like I said, we'll probably be doing, well, I'll definitely be playing through the new version of the campaign again. I don't know if I'm going to do it on stream. If the maps are just kind of buffing it out and I don't feel it's like, you know, unique or different enough, I probably won't, but I definitely will play through it on my own and let you guys know how that is. Maybe give a final review. Though I assume, like, if you're interested in the game, that's probably going to be, I don't know if he's going to keep the old version up, but it's probably just going to be the new version anyway, so. Okay. One last bit of crafting, and then I am going to give you guys a little sneak peek for our last one, just to kind of explain what, so we can see kind of how he did on the whole polynomial thing. Because I think that's what he's talking about as far as the bonus dice. That'll give us an idea of what we have. So we can kind of prepare ourselves a little bit mentally for the final chapter. This is really fun. I like doing these kind of multi-part streams where I go for the whole campaign. It's just, you know, It's, it's different. Okay, we're Mod Podging, and we could cover anything we want here. Really, but I'm just kind of upgrading, giving myself option on that one shape. So, I hope you guys are going to have a very good weekend. Definitely join me on Sunday for the final chapter of this. I know it's a little hard during the week to chime in on this, unless it's evening if you're on the East Coast, I guess. It is afternoon here right now. But it is a Friday, which is always fun. Like I said, I'm off to do the haircut. We're going, our barber is in Old Folsom, so we'll probably be getting in a little, it's Christmas, and there's this really epic Christmas store in Folsom that Rich always likes to go to, so we'll probably pop in there. There's a game store along the strip in Old Town Folsom that we'll probably check out. Maybe we'll find a couple of last-minute purchases. I didn't cut off this side of it, but it's the final chapter. Whatever, who cares? Okay. So I do want to just take a brief peek at the final chapter, how this is going to work, just to kind of give you guys, just because I'm still a little confused about what he means by this whole thing with the bonus dice. So let us peek at that. So when I say the final chapter being a twofer, this is what I mean. Final chapter, Xiomara's mansion in ground floor. Oh, so when I do this, I don't know if we do these one at a time or if we're working on both at once. Let me go out to a scene here. So, blah, 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 blah. I'll read through all this last time. This is a double sheet map. Make sure you have both the ground floor and basement servers. The mass brain is in the basement. That's this other one here. To get down there, you must complete one of the 3 labeled tasks on the ground floor. So this is the ground floor. So I have to complete what do I have to complete in order to get down there? Look at your character sheet before beginning. Roll and resolve a die one at a time for every complete set of evidence you have collected and for every 4 stars you have earned. Oh, so yeah, so I will actually get to resolve 3 dice based on this. So actually I didn't do as bad as I thought, because that's 3 there. And then I get to resolve a die for every complete set of evidence. So as I said before, that's 17. That's a lot of die I'll be resolving at the beginning. It's a lot of pre-gaming happening. Okay, and then I have Violin diet. So what is going to be happening in her room? Let's just look at this a little bit. This is a little bit of pre for the next time. Bye, Jack. Yeah, I'm not starting this chapter yet. This will be on Sunday, but I'm just trying to, look a little bit, get ready for that. So, yeah, have a good weekend. Thank you for coming. Thank you for chatting. That was fun. Okay, I have to use the violin ability to open the elevator. Violin dyads. Hidden door. Completely search the library to find the hidden door. Then private entrance. Move through the passage, completing squares in order. This is interesting. To get down there, you must complete one of the 3 labeled tasks on the ground floor. So that's either the violin dyads, use the elevator to get down to her basement, the hidden door to go down to her basement, or the private entrance to get to the basement. I have to move through the passage, completing squares in order. I guess that means I'm basically putting the die value there, so I have to do a 6, then a 5, then a 4, then a 3. I guess that's how that works. Oh, play the correct dice to gain access to the basement. Also, immediately place 2 shapes from the middle of the skill wheel. Okay. Or hidden door. Okay. So there's all that. And there is scoring for that. So yeah, this is a double map. And then down in here, the mass brain is fed by 3. You must destroy the mass brain. Oh, this is all stuff. I'm going to look at this more before we do it. But this will be epic. I still have to do it in 5 rounds because that's why I have to get all that dice at the beginning. So actually, at the beginning of the next one, I'm just going to be resolving like 17 dice rolls in addition to these abilities. I should have gotten another ability. That would have been nice. What was the flashlight ability? I don't remember seeing that. Yeah, okay. Wow. I'll look at that more. I'm just getting ready for that on Sunday. That will be fun. So that's really one big final chapter, but we're working on 2 maps. So that should be good. So same time, 1 p.m. on Sunday. And then next Wednesday, I think. Oh, baby Richie, you want to come say hi real quick? Yeah. Because I'm talking about when we're doing our next stream. So we are doing Gingerbread House next week. Mm-hmm. Oh, I will just go to the full thing, just in case anyone is pops in real quick. Hi. Here's my face, and here's Rich right here. He's coming.
Yay! I did it.
He's coming. He did it. Got through the obstacle course. So, do you want to do Gingerbread House Tuesday or Wednesday? If you guys, if a day works better for you guys in the chat, let us know.
Probably.
Wednesday. I don't know if we're doing it at 1 p.m. or if we're trying to do it in the evening. I have to talk to Jamila.
It's supposed to rain Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. So I'm thinking,
what does it matter if it rains?
Well, it matters because I might get more jobs.
Okay, well, you let me know.
I will.
We don't have to do it during the week, I guess. We could do it on Friday or something. I don't know. I'd rather keep like a similar day and time.
Okay, well, I mean, just make it the regular time, and then if we have to change it or you have to do it by yourself.
No, because we're going to make the gingerbread house together. We're going to make a gingerbread house on stream, guys. So.
Oh, I forgot about that part.
Pay attention to that community tab. Make sure you're subscribed, Jack or JJ. Just Jack, fuck you, I'm sure. Whatever his name is. And because that will be so, but I'll be here on Sunday. So we'll talk more about that on Sunday, maybe when Hannah or Tim are there. But I'll also put it in the community tab. Maybe I'll do a poll what day works. Probably not at night for us because they're all like on East Coast time.
Right.
Or European time, as the case may be. So I will see you Sunday for the end of Ada Lovelace's chase of Madam X. And the stream counter 1.